Hi, I'm Anastasia with Do Yoga With Me. This is an awesome class for beginners who really want to work on strengthening their core muscles and for lengthening and strengthening the muscles of the back. You're going to need a strap for this class. Enjoy! Come to lie on your back. Place your heels all the way to the edge of the mat and allow your feet to gently drop out, palms facing up. And you can decide on the position of your hands, whatever feels comfortable. You might want your arms close to your body, hugging the sides. You may want to travel them up off your mat onto the floor. Find whatever position feels good for you. Play around for a few moments. Close your eyes or soften your gaze, looking at one spot above you on the ceiling or in the sky. Take a full breath into the belly. And as you exhale out an open mouth, allow your bones to completely sink into the mat. Inhale once again. And exhale out the mouth. One more time. Allowing your breath to help you arrive, sink deeper into the mat. Closing the mouth, inhaling and exhaling out the nose. And without forcing it, try to bring a depth to your breath. So allowing the breath to come right into the belly on a nice full inhale and completely exit the belly as you exhale. With every exhale, your bones feel heavier and heavier. You sink deeper into the mat, the floor. Really settling into the space. The present moment, your body. Now do a quick scan of your body, checking in with all the parts of your body that are making contact with the mat and the floor. Feel the weight of your body into those spots and feel the support that's coming up to meet you. Continuing to attend to your breath, perhaps slowly deepening it if there's space, never forcing it. And now moving below your mat to whatever's below it. Maybe it's a floor, hardwood, carpet, linoleum. Just check in for a moment with that. Foundation beneath the mat. Perhaps you're outside, it's the grass, the sand. Allow the energy of your body to travel down to that surface area. And as we continue to inhale and exhale, letting go into the earth, with our mind, we're traveling deeper into the ground. So connecting with whatever is below the surface of wherever we're at. So below the grass, below the sand, traveling closer to the inside of the earth. Still continuing to connect it with the layer of skin and clothes of our body. As we travel in towards the center of the earth, feel a sense of darkness. Feeling a sense of impending heat as we travel towards the middle of the earth, the core. And our bodies just trust in the support, the heaviness, the foundation. And finally we arrive at the center of the earth, the molten center of the earth. No longer solid, but liquid magma. And that feeling of heat churning around. And now imagine that churning heat, that fiery center, is also right at the center of your body. So taking your hands right to the belly, allowing your fingers to spread across and open. And imagine that fiery ball just in the center of your belly. This is our third chakra, the Manipura chakra, associated with the color yellow. Our power center, our place of trust. And just breathe into that for a few moments. And as we bring movement into the class, we're going to come back to that image. Continue to use this strength that we have right at the center of our core, this fiery ball. And take your biggest inhale yet. Fill the belly. And one time, let it go out the mouth. Place your hands alongside your body, palms down this time. If your eyes are closed, slowly start to open them. Bringing the feet together. We're going to start with some movement in the legs. We'll be doing some leg lifts. We're going to start with the right side. So if you tend to have some discomfort in your lower back, you may want to bend that left knee and place the sole of the foot down. So you can start here, and if it feels okay, experiment with stretching the leg out. We're really going to sink the spine into the mat, empty the lungs, point the toes of the right foot, and as we inhale, we're going to lift that leg up. Flex the foot, exhale, lower it down, slowly, slowly. Our heel is just going to come above the mat. We're not going to let it touch. Point the toe, inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale to come back down. So we're really trying to keep our upper body still, allow the spine to press into the mat so we can engage our core. To keep the spine pressing down, and just go at your own pace. And notice how we can use the strength of the core, the muscles around our belly that come into the back as well, to help us to lift our leg up. This will be the last one. And as you descend down, you can allow that foot to rest onto the mat. Stretch out the left leg. You might want to tuck that right foot in or leave it outstretched. Empty the lungs here. And as you inhale, point the toes of the left foot and lift the leg up. Flex the foot, exhale. Notice if you're holding tension in the shoulders or the face. As much as you can, let it go. Soften the parts of the body that don't need to be doing any work right now. Last one. And we'll all meet with our legs outstretched on the mat. And once there, let's pull the knees into the chest. Let's give them a hug. Bring the forehead up towards the knees, curl into a little ball. Place the head back down, hands come around the knees, and we're going to start to rock back and forth. And come up to the knees and over onto hands and knees. Reposition yourself on your mat. We're going to walk the hands about 2 hand lengths forward. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Placing the tops of the feet on the mat. Come to a neutral flat spine. Let's inhale here. Drop the spine and the belly down. Arch the back. Lift the face. Cow belly. As we exhale, we're going to sink back, child's pose. Inhaling to come up, cow belly. Exhale, come onto the belly. Inhaling to a low cobra. Exhale, sink back, child's pose. Inhale, cow belly. Exhale, lower. Inhaling, low cobra. Pull the shoulders back. Exhaling, pressing back, child's pose. We'll do one more round of those. Inhale, cow belly. Exhale, come to lying, tucking those elbows in towards the side body. Inhale to your cobra. And exhale, child's pose. We'll pause here for a few moments. As we inhale, we're going to travel all the way up again and then come to lie flat on your belly. We're going to come into Sphinx pose from here, so place the forearms down on the mat, elbows directly under your shoulder blades, and a good way to find out how much space to leave between the elbows is to clasp opposite elbows. You want to be able to do this comfortably, and then release the hands back down. So the arms can be parallel to one another, or you can bring the hands into prayer. So we want to find a nice balance between lifting into the shoulders and feeling relaxed in the shoulders. We don't want to be doing too much work and inadvertently holding tension in the shoulders. If you find this is a little tricky on the lower back, there's a bit too much extension, you can gently flex the hamstrings and the inner thighs, and that should take some pressure off your lower back. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable. Take an inhale, and we're going to lift the face up, chin up in. Exhale, we're going to release the chin down towards the chest. Inhale to come up. Exhale to release. One more time, inhale, come up. Exhale, release. And bring the head back to center. Let's rotate the neck side to side a few times, going to the right and the left, being really gentle here. Last one on the left. Come back to center. We're going to extend that right arm out, perpendicular to your body. We're going to come into a twist. It's also a really nice shoulder opener. So travel the left fingers out, and we're going to push our body so that we're coming onto the right side. The left leg is going to come back behind the right. You can place the foot down if that feels comfortable. Drop the head onto the mat. So you can keep the left hand on the mat. If you'd like, you can bring the hand behind your body, and that'll give you a little bit more of an opening. So do whatever feels comfortable with that left leg. You might want to keep the foot flat on the mat. You may want to lay it out a little bit more straight. As long as you're feeling supported and there's not too much stress on that right shoulder. And we're breathing here. Notice where you're feeling the twist in the spine. A nice gentle opening along the side body, into the shoulders. Your head is really heavy here. Slowly we're going to come out of it. And right away come to the other side. Rolling over onto the left side. Finding a place for that right foot and leg that feels comfortable. Deciding where you want to place that right arm and hand. So just experiment. And when you find your spot, find your way back to your breath if you've lost it. As much as possible, we're trying to stick with that consistent, smooth, deep pattern of breath. And we'll take one more inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to travel out. Good. And lift back up. Let's come into child's pose briefly for a few moments. Give some relief to that lower back from those twists. Full breath in. Fill the back body, open the mouth, and release. Sink deeply into the mat. Trust that foundation. Use your hands to walk yourself up, sitting in hero's pose. We're going to scoot our hips off to the left side. And our toes are going to come just a little bit away from the body, so we're keeping our lower body nice and compact. The right hand's going to come down to the floor of the mat. Make a nice long spine, so lifting up through the crown. And as we inhale, we're going to bring the left arm up and over the head, arching beautifully into the left side of our body. Inhale, reach those fingertips. And as we exhale, arch a little bit more. Maybe walking that right hand out a little bit. If it's comfortable for your neck, you might want to look up at the ceiling or the sky. Just enjoying that really sweet opening that's happening on the left side of the body. On your next exhale, you're going to travel the arm back. Bring your spine up nice and tall. And we're going to swing the legs out in front of us and over to the other side. Left hand comes down to the mat. Lengthen the spine. As we inhale, we're going to bring the right arm up and over the head. Inhaling to find more length of the side body and the arm. Exhaling to release more deeply into that side of the body. And we're breathing. And on your next exhale, coming back. Stretch your legs out long in front of you. Come to the middle of your mat. Let's bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet down, and we're going to slowly bring our back down onto the mat. And we're going to really engage the core and go as slowly as you can. And bringing back that nice ball of energy into the center of your body. And know that you have tons of strength and you're building more strength. And just do what you can to trust in that power center that you have. Slowly. And it's absolutely fine if you notice you start to shake a little bit. Soften your shoulders. Good. Bring both knees up. So our shins are parallel to the floor. Flexing the feet. palms down. And we're going to slowly start to bicycle our feet, like we're pedaling our bicycle down the street. So again, as we did with the leg lifts, I really want you to focus on pressing the spine, the entire back down into the mat, and this creates a really strong foundation. And it also helps to strengthen your core muscles. A few more rotations, and then we're going to go the opposite way. It can be a little bit awkward, just have fun with it. Using your breath to help find your strength. Coming to stillness here. Straighten the legs, point the toes. Let's bring the hands closer to the body. You might even want to tuck the thumbs and the edges of the hands underneath the bum for a little bit more support. And from here, we're going to slowly start to lower the feet and the legs towards the floor. Doing what we can to press the lower back towards the mat. Great. Briefly, they can come to rest on the mat. We're going to lift the legs back up. Slowly. And once you get to the top, bend the knees. Start to roll once again. And come all the way over and find your way onto your belly. Coming through another series of back bends, alternating back and forth between core work and our back bends. So a strong core is very linked to a strong back and vice versa. So let's start with our hands and arms down alongside the body, palms down, forehead gently touches the mat, pointing the toes. Take a big breath in, empty the lungs, let it go. Close the mouth, and as you inhale, lift the forehead, feet, and hands away from the mat. So you're pulling the shoulders away from the ears, trying to extend through that spine by reaching the toes and the crown of the head away from each other. See if you can come up a little bit higher on your next inhale. And as you exhale, lower slowly down, placing one cheek to the mat. Take a few big inhales and exhales to rest. Just like at the beginning of class, really sinking into the mat, trusting the foundation, the earth beneath you. We'll come into the second round. This time, we're going to bring the arms out nice and wide, perpendicular to the mat. Start with the forehead down. Letting go on the exhale, and as you inhale, feet, hands, and forehead. And we're flying. Reaching the fingertips away from each other. Find length in that spine. Imagine that molten ball of fire in the center of your belly, supporting you in this pose. Take one more inhale. See if you can find a little bit more space. Fly a little bit higher. And exhale, bring the opposite cheek to the mat. Let your breath go with a wide mouth, if that feels good for you. And we'll come to the final version. This time the arms are outstretched. Superman or Superwoman locust, forehead comes down to the mat. Engage the fingers to begin. Take an inhale, exhale here, and an inhale to fly. Stretch and lengthen. Soften the shoulder blades down the back. Stay with the breath. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Bringing one cheek to the mat once again. Looking down to the mat, place the hands underneath the shoulders, and let's sit back. Coming back to your bum. Scooting forward a little bit on the mat. And we're gonna come into boat pose. So really pressing into the sit bones. That's gonna be your foundation here. We're gonna tilt the body back, but ensure that that spine is still nice and long. So we don't wanna be collapsing into the spine. You can actually think of the spine pressing up in towards the belly. Soften the shoulders, stretch the hands out, and then lift one foot, then the other, and flex the feet. Finding the strength of that core. Here we're gonna round the arms. Take an inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna drop over towards the left side. Inhale to come up. Exhale to the right. And again, shaking is perfectly okay. Exhaling over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. We're gonna do one more on each side. Back to center. Let's drop the soles of the feet, wrap the hands around the knees, and then just give yourself a hug. Good. Let's come back to the belly. We're going to experiment with our cobra here. So let's press the palms into the floor ahead of you. Straighten the arms. So the head and the chest are lifted away from the mat. And we're going to start to experiment. Each of you is going to experiment with your own body. You're going to slowly start to walk the hands towards you. Really spreading the fingers wide. Feel like you're kind of like a lizard suctioning into the mat or the floor. And come to the point where you feel is providing a nice stretch in the core and the back, but isn't putting too much strain on your lower back. I'd like your arms to be relatively straight, except you don't need to lock the elbows. There continues to be a really gentle micro bend in the elbows, but really drop the shoulders away from the ears. And again, like I said before, if you find there's a little bit of a glitch in the lower back, you can engage the hamstrings and the inner thighs to help take the pressure off the back. So really noticing what a nice stretch this is for those core muscles around the belly that we've been working with today. You might find that there's a little bit more space. Always being curious. Don't ever get locked into limitations of this is how far I can go. Just be curious. If it doesn't work for you, then drop back. From here, we're going to walk our hands slowly over to the left. So it's going to turn into a bit more of a side bend through the right side of the body. Use your deep breathing to allow all that fresh oxygen to circulate throughout your body. And then we're going to make our way over to the other side. Noticing if each side is different. may need to modify the height of this stretch on this side of your body. Let's walk our way back to center. Bring the hands underneath the chest. We're going to lift up, spread the knees wide, and we're going to come into child's pose. Drop the hips down. Take a full breath in and release out the mouth. So once again, we really sink into the mat, the ground, the earth. Make ourselves feel really heavy here. Let go of any tension you might be holding in your body, and you can do a quick scan. Hips, shoulders, face, belly, arms, toes, fingers. Anywhere you might be holding tension, let it go. Lift the forehead away from the mat, and once again, we're going to walk our body over to the left side and then sink our forehead back down into the mat. Feeling the opening along the right side of the body, really ensuring that the hips are still sinking in towards the mat. Feeling the back body with your breath. Let's lift the forehead and travel our way over to the right and sink down again. Let's lift the forehead one more time. Come back to center. Walk your body up. Swing the legs around. Come onto your bum. Scoot to the middle of the mat. And our final core exercise of this class, lengthening the arms out in front of you. Tilt back a little bit, and again, that spine presses up into the belly. We want a nice long spine. Softening the shoulders away from the ears. And let's tilt back onto the sit bones. Straighten the legs out. Bring the knees up. And as we exhale, we're going to straighten the legs out, drop the spine towards the mat. Inhale to come up. Exhale to come down. We'll do two more here. Find that yellow molten ball right in the center of your body. And we'll do one more. Bring the soles of the feet down. Take your hands around your knees. As we inhale, we're going to bring the spine up, arch the back, lift the head and face. And as we exhale, round the spine, round the shoulders. And then let's make our way down again. Slow, slow, slow. We're going to come into a bit of a funky twist. I want everybody to have their strap handy just in case. We'll all start with the strap, and if you find you don't need it, then you can let it go. Bring the knees up in the chest, and we're going to cross the right leg over the left. And take the strap and wrap it around the top of the left foot. Grab hold of the strap with the right hand and drop the left arm out to T. And we're going to slowly drop the knees down to the left side. Allow that right shoulder to be reaching towards the right side of the mat. And from here, we're going to pull that left foot towards our hand, over towards the right. If you notice that you don't need the strap, you can let it go. Take your hand over the top of the foot. Continuing to drop that right shoulder down towards the mat. The knees are either working towards the left side of the mat or sinking into the mat. You might find you can make this a little bit more of a stretch by bringing the knees up a little bit closer towards the left hand. You might want to drop your head down to the right to complete the stretch in the spine and the twist. Find that breath if you've lost it. Release the foot from the hand, stack the feet, bring the right arm to T, and with the strength of your core, bring the knees back up to center. Coming to the same twist on the opposite side. You may want to experiment with just trying to go into the stretch without the strap. Perhaps you feel pretty certain you need it. Whatever the case, you're going to cross the left foot on top of the right. You're going to reach around for the top of that right foot, and then slowly start to drop your knees over towards the right side. So this is a really nice quadricep stretch, as well as a twist. Maybe looking out over the left shoulder and dropping that left shoulder towards the mat. Notice where your breath is. Releasing the foot, stack the knees on top of each other, arms come to T. We're going to lift the legs back up. Bring the body back to center. Let's lift the legs straight up in the air. Point and flex the toes and feet. Make circles with the ankles. And then drop the legs down towards the mat. Bring the arms alongside the body. And sink back into the mat. Take a full breath in. Let it go out the mouth. 2 more of those. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop and sink. Make your body really heavy. Last one. Final relaxation. And if you'd like, you can come back to the meditation that I took you through at the beginning of class, really practicing making your bones feel heavy, sinking into the earth. Start to wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Flex the feet and the wrists. Rock the head from side to side. Wake up the neck and the back of the head. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Roll over onto one side. Pause here for a moment. Take a full breath. And as you exhale, slowly lift your way back up to seated. You can come back to hero's pose if you'd like, or cross-legged seated pose, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Bring the hands to the knees or the thighs. Close the eyes. Notice both the softness and the strength of your body. Send gratitude to your muscles, your connective tissue, your bones, your skin, all the organs inside, systems of your body. Bring your hands to heart center. Bow your head. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.